Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new episode of Pogo Bros. My name is ABC, and boy, is it good to be back in air conditioning, because we've got a banger of video today, and it's actually a climbing team. That's right, I've actually got a climbing team for you. I dialed down the spice and cranked up the nice, but I didn't go full meta on you guys. Here's the team, check it out. So we've got Spinda still, so we've got our spice, but this time it's not the best buddy on my team. You're like, what? The CP doesn't even get to 1400. Well, hear me out. So we also got on our team a diggersby, a rank 1 diggersby that requires the best buddy badge in order to be optimized in terms of stats, and so that's who gets the badge. And then in doing so, I realized that Spinda, when it's not best buddy, is actually a functional shundo. So you learn something new every day, and I know we got the Spinda event going on right now, so if you haven't seen my last video, go check it out. But if you haven't, then you might as well watch this one, because you're gonna see some really good Spinda action. But anyways, on the diggersby, instead of quick attack and scorching sands, we've got mud shot and hyper beam. Hyper beam to take care of the talon flames if it's not aligned in our Spinda, and then we got mud shot to account for the Macargo that we're suddenly weaker to because we don't have a ground move on the diggersby. But also we have it for Blaziken, because some people are running Blaziken right now and just punching through teams, so we do need some fast move pressure. And that's also why we have Psycho Cut still on the Spinda as well. Kind of a team effort to take care of Blaziken. But also, more importantly, we have Furret now, and very bulky Pokemon. The majority of the shields are going to go to the Spinda, but we don't even have a normal type move on our Furret. In fact, we're running Brick Break for the normal types in the meta, as well as the ice types like the Abomasnows, the Pile of Swines, the steel types, specifically Ferrothorn. Otherwise, our moveset gets walled by it. And then we also have it for the rock types, such as Cradilly. So it's basically going to be our Swiss Army knife on the team. And then, of course, we have Trailblaze for the Mud Boys running rampant. So without further ado, how about we get into these battles? All right. Look at that, ice type in the lead. But we do have Fire Punch, though, to do massive damage. They're going to want to shield this up, and they decide to give us their first shield, yes. And then we just safe swap right into the Furret here, and we can go ahead and tank it. They actually went for an energy ball that did a lot of damage, and then we have Trailblaze ready for a Mud Boy here. Do they expect it? Nope! One shot, let's go! And then now we have a boosted attack, and we're gonna get off this super effective Brick Break now on the Abomasnow here, getting the last shield and lowering their defense. So now, at this point, an Icy Wind probably close to KOs the Abomasnow here. We do shield up this Weather Ball because, oh, and then they see the writing on the wall. GG's. All right. Ferrothorn in the lead here. Another lead which we're weak to, but we have that fire type coverage here, and we can go ahead and either do massive damage. Let's go. And also, our mud shots are neutral into the Ferrothorn, so also a good reason to have that. But now here we can overfarm, obviously going to shield here. I think the opponent might have thrown an alignment, I'm not sure. And they go for a flash cannon, so they used all their energy, and now we're ready to spam out these Brick Breaks here, getting them about the halfway point here after the sucker punches, and then this next one's going to do a lot of damage. They go ahead and shield that up. They are double debuff right now, so this was a great mid-game matchup. The opponent has to throw their energy to take us out. Now we can come in with the Diggersby, and we're going to go ahead and just start spamming these fire punches here. The opponent's fast move is acid, so they're doing not very effective damage here, and we're forcing them to throw energy, and we do correctly call the Grass Knot, and then now they come in with the Macargo. So this would be a good time to have Scorching Sands, but the opponent doesn't know that, so they go ahead and give us their last shield, and now they can go ahead and throw a move here. And they go for an overheat, so now they've double debuffed their attack power here, and this is perfect for Spinda to come in, because now we're going to go ahead and make them triple debuffed here, and they are next to helpless at this point. They're going to go ahead and throw a Rock Tomb that does laughable damage, and then we outpace the Ferrothorn to the next move because of the fast pacing from Psycho Cut, and now we can go ahead and Psycho Cut down this opponent. GG's. All right. In this next matchup, Blaziken, big problem here. See, this is why we got Mud Shot. We're actually doing massive fast move pressure here to the point now where the opponent has to shield anything. and we do get the first shield from them. And I imagine they're not running Focus Blast, but we're going to go ahead and shield this up because they have Blast Burn, and that probably would have taken us out, so good shield on our part here. We're going to go ahead and get this Fire Punch off, and they do let it through, and they do counter us down, which is unfortunate, but we do get that Psycho Cut farm down. Maybe not before they get a move if we had Sucker Punch, so there you go. There's another reason to use that. And now we're going to go ahead and get out this Icy Wind here. Luckily, beating the opponent to the debuff parade here. So now they actually just go for a Grass Knot here for more damage. I respect that. But now Furret can come in here, and we're going to go ahead and shield up this Scald here. They do get the debuff, but when you're running double super effective charge moves, you don't really care about debuffs. Anyways, the opponent shields it up, so now our attack is back at status quo here. They do not get a debuff this time. We're going to overfarm as much as possible here before sending off the Trailblaze. And then now we're going to switch out into the Spinda and then getting this debuff off on the Cradilly here. So now we are in no danger of being fast moved down, and we can go ahead and... Okay, and then we were going to farm the opponent down, but they did throw energy to prevent the inevitable, delay the inevitable, and we get that win. GG's. All right. Dunsparce in the lead. Fantastic lead, by the way, because we are resisting the rollouts here, and they come in with the Ludicolo. So very, very spicy pick. I kind of wasn't sure what to do here, but I decided to stay in and get off this move because the opponent may not be expecting it. Boom! Look at that damage right there. Now we're in the driver's seat getting a thick farm down, and now they come in with the Dunsparce here, and we can go ahead to debuff City here, getting off this first Brick Break, and now the opponent is going to throw on good timing here, but that is fine because all of their moves like us are not stab, which is totally fine, but we have the advantage of being super effective. And now they're in the red and they have to switch out, and so now we're able to go ahead and get this Trailblaze off here. A little awkward timing right there, but we get that last shield. I mean, one could argue that I should have went for Brick Break if I knew they were going to shield, but we didn't want to be wrong and then just ruin the match here because we still have a great position here. We get off this Icy Wind here, and now the opponent's charge moves will not put us in a range of being farmed down afterwards, and so now we're able to get back in with the Dunsparce here, and we may survive this. Nope, wishful thinking. Maybe if we were best buddy, our defense would have helped us, but actually the funny thing is, when Spinda is best buddy, its HP is the same. So it's really just marginal attack and defense that you're giving up. So heck, I want to give those stats right to Diggersby because we are tanky as can be. Look at that. We're still in the yellow. That's right. And then we're going to go ahead and get this Fire Punch off. And then we have another one to take out this Marowak. Let's go. And then we have the Dunsparce, which we farm down accordingly. GG's. All right. Dunsparce in the next match, and you might be wondering if this is actually a climbing team or if it's just like better than some of the crazy teams I put together. This one got me from mid 2000s after I started falling using Serena up to currently 2454. So this team is proven right here, and I think with these battles, look at that, we actually got an undercharge on the Gastrodon. That's hilarious because this Trailblaze takes out like 14 Gastrodons when you're at full charge, so that was very precise right there. So kudos to us. All right, so now we've hidden the fact that we have Hyper Beam here. In fact, I'm kind of just banking on the opponent giving us shields right here, and then we're just going to debuff them. Okay, we get a shield right there, and then now they're going to go ahead and throw a move here, but if they throw a Flame Charge, it doesn't take us out. So we make sure to throw one Psycho Cut right here, and then now we get farmed down, but now we have the Hyper Beam ready to go. Boom! Taking it out completely. And now the opponent is in shambles because, yep, they're out of here. See ya. But yeah, I'm in the mid 2400s right now. I wanted to get to veteran and make this a veteran video and get, you know, plenty more traffic and clicks with it, but it didn't happen today, and I could have waited until tomorrow, but I just wanted to get this video out right away while there's still time for you all to see this and to put it to your own use and, you know, climb up an ELO. That's just because I care about you guys. Veteran can wait. I'm here for the people. Anyways, we have now a grape jelly colored Quagsire here, throwing a Aqua Tail that has been debuffed and does not do much damage to us. And we're just going to go ahead and get that Trailblaze off. They shielded up. And now we're boosted, so these Brick Breaks are going to hurt a lot. And we take over half of their health remaining, forcing them to throw energy here. We're actually just going to let the Rock Tomb through because this is a healthy farm down for the Diggersby here. We are looking great right now. And then they come in with their Quagsire here. We don't really want to take an Aqua Tail. We're going to go ahead and get this catch right here, actually. So I kind of wanted to get the Icy Wind off, but it didn't quite happen. So we're going to overfarm here a little bit and not take too much damage from these Shadow Ground moves from the Marowak here. We throw on good timing right before they get to the next Bone Club. We're going to go ahead and take them out. And the question is, can we tank this Aqua Tail? Sure can. And we tank the Mud Shots afterwards for good measure. And we're going to take them out with this Resisted Fire Punch. Oh, actually, we take them out with the Mud Shot afterwards. GG's. Okay. So we have a Claydol in the lead here now. So we're going to save swap into the Spinda. And the cool thing about running Psycho Cut here is, I probably mentioned this in the last video, that when you're running against a Pokemon in the lead with a 3-turn move and they don't switch out, if you throw right away, you're throwing on perfect timing. So you're able to get that first debuff off, maybe shield up their first move just because, you know, Spinda's so glassy. But once you get that second debuff on there, that's when you really start seeing the bulk of Spinda after a couple debuffs have happened. So they switch now into Quagsire to clear their debuffs, but that allows us to bank our energy for later for any potential Talonflames or whatnot. And we're going to go ahead and bait here, actually. This is incredibly risky, and it did not pan out. Go figure. You've seen a whole bunch of Trailblazes earlier in the video, and they get shielded, and then I decided to get greedy, and then look what happens. So sometimes just full send. But anyways, we do take them out, getting a little bit of farm to go with it. Granted, we are close to a quarter health left, and now we go ahead and make this catch right here. Again, leaving an Icy Wind on the table, so, you know, could be better, could be worse, but we're going to roll with it here. And we're just going to tank one move. We know the Grass Knot's coming, but we're bulky for a reason. We're still in the yellow, the yellow there, so we're going to go ahead and throw this Fire Punch, and they do shield it, thinking it would be, thinking it would be a Scorching Sands, but check this out. That's right, the Sack Swap. Let's go. So luckily we didn't get 0-turn swap in right there, and we were able to throw an alignment, and now we throw a Fire Punch here. I think we might have lagged right there too, letting a whole Bullet Punch through, but we still take them out, and then we have enough health to get to this Hyper Beam. Let's go. Boom! GG's. All right. Wigglytuff in the lead now. This is an interesting one. It's not an amazing lead for Diggersby, but I kind of want to stay in this because we're so tanky. And then we get the Hyper Beam off, so the surprise factor is ever so relevant there. We can tank that Icy Wind, but now we can get a hefty farm down with the Spinda here. Whew, love to see it. Let's see what they have. And they come in with a Gligar, so they do not know about the Icy Wind, but they're about to. And we can overfarm here because we have so much energy. And the opponent actually just lets the Gligar go. So now we can go ahead and just debuff this Quagsire permanently. They have no Pokemon to switch out into. They're finally starting to use their shields here. And I kind of want to keep this Spinda around because these are free debuffs, y'all. So we're just going to go ahead and keep it going. The opponent will not be able to come back from this after that. And we're going to come in now with the Furret. And they see the writing on the wall now that all their shields have been depleted. GG's. All right. Flygon in the lead. We're going to throw on good timing here because Dragon Tail's a 3-turn move. Do they know about the Icy Wind? Boom! No, they do not. Opponent says, see ya. All right, exit stage left. Love those ones. Love those matches. Free ELO right there. Oh, do they know about the Rock Tomb, though? They do not. Boom! All right, you love to see it. Spinda's going crazy. If you have not built a Spinda yet, this is your conscience speaking. Get that Spinda. Let's go. All right. And I don't know why I went for an Icy Wind right here. I was at the Rock Tomb. Oh, good thing I did because they swapped into a Quagsire, so that was perfect. All right. Now that they're debuff, oh, they go for Stone Edge. So we could have overfarmed right there, but we just want to get this thing out. And they actually decided to shield up, so that's very surprising considering they had just unloaded a Stone Edge here. And that's probably what's going to come next. Yep, So now we are minimal HP, but they come in now with a furret. So this is why you have Brick Break too. Look at that. And another sack swap, except they swapped and whatever. Good stuff just happened. All right, now that we've debuffed them, this Fire Punch is gonna do a lot more damage here, nearly taking them out. And then the Mud Shots afterwards will certainly take them out. And the second Brick Break does considerable damage, but we do get to this move and the opponent has already checked out. GG's. Yeah, what do you call it? It's like the opposite of a sack swap. You're not doing the sacking or the swapping, it's them. So I guess it's maybe a sack flop, because that turned out poorly for them. Yeah, let's go with that. Sack flop. You heard it here first. Hashtag it. You know, let's make it a thing, guys. All right. Anyways, I'm off track here. Ooh, Talonflame. Oh, baby. And that's a debuffed Rock Tomb right there, so that gets them down into a range. Oh, we're gonna actually shield this up. We wanted to preserve that energy, and now we can go ahead and get a healthy farm down with the Diggersby here. We have no shields, so we'll see if this turns out to be costly. They come in with a Swampert and we're full sending. Do they respect the Hyper Beam? Nope! Let's go! And then they got the Credilli in the back, and we get to this Fire Punch, and they gotta start shielding now. I mean, we've thrown some Hyper Beams, but they're out here shielding Fire Punches. Fire Punches. And Icy Winds. And they finally throw a Rock Tomb, takes us out. We've got a whole furret in the back. So, this is looking real good. The opponent, for some reason, is playing it out. Makes this video longer. Sorry, guys. I know some of my videos are getting long, but you know, just the battles are so good sometimes, and the opponents just don't do their civic duty and, you know, top left when they should. I mean, come on, guys. Whatever. All right. Shiny, Shadow, Gligar in the lead. We're just going to save swap and get this move off right here. And they shield it up, and then they come in with a Talonflame. So, do they know about the Rock Tomb? They've only seen the Icy Wind. Boom! Oh, man. Never gets old. And then they have it's in the back, a Chestnut in the back. So we're doing super effective damage with the Psycho Cuts here. We're definitely going to shield this up here just to get off this super effective Icy Wind and see what they want to do. They let that one through, so now we can let the Diggersby back in, and they're knowing that they would switch out to clear the debuff, but this is fine with us because the Gligar doesn't generally do that much into us anyways, especially if they're throwing, okay, they were throwing Aerial Aces, but now they throw a Dig. This will do a lot of damage. Woo! Baby. Unfortunately, though, the Mud Shots just aren't doing it in terms of farming it down, so we are happy to let them go. But now, we are in this tricky little end game here. They bait us with Thunder Punch. Do they have Frenzy Plant, or is it a Superpower Thunder Punch? Shiny Chestnut. It is a Superpower. Ouch! Ouch! We take them down, though. And then we Sucker Punch them for the win. GG's. That was a close match. You saw how dominant we were in the beginning. And then they clawed their way back. Props to the opponent. And they had a double, maybe triple Shadow or Shiny team. So really cool team altogether. You're going to see some crazy teams in this video as well. Some of them, you'll see. Alright, so now they have a Miltank coming in. And we're going to go ahead and debuff this thing like crazy. And we're going to go ahead and throw on good timing again. And in this sort of situation where I just want to get a bunch of debuffs off, I just go straight Icy Wind. And then we get the catch. We caught the Thunderbolt. Look how little damage that did. That was amazing. And the opponent makes an amazing catch of their own. Little do they know, though, that Fire Punch is the better move for us to throw anyways. And luckily this Credilli is on acid right now. Credilli, pull yourself. See yourself to the light. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get this farm down right here. Again, we have no shields, so I don't feel too, you know, crazy about that. But this opponent has a lot of energy. And they have Ice Beam. Ouch. Oh, and they got Staraptor in the back, so they are running some spice. And this is looking rough right here. These Sucker Punches are doing a lot of damage. And they let us get to another Brick Break, so really cool. But this last Sucker Punch does not take them out, and that might do us in, because if they're at the back-to-back close combats, we might be in trouble. Oh, man. Not only did I get denied, but it wouldn't have mattered. They take us out. And then they had a move on the mill tank. I imagine they win CMP anyways, but if they don't, then I'm going to really be kicking myself for not throwing that move right away. So GG's. There's our first loss. At least it was to a mill tank and a Shadow Staraptor, so I'm cool with that. Oh yeah, I also forgot this team is triple normal too, and I think they had 2 normal types, so that was pretty cool. Oh my god, this one. Look at this one right here. Look at that. We're not looking in a mirror right now. We are in a mirror matchup. A shiny Spinda with the best buddy ribbon. Ours is a way higher CP though, so but props to this opponent right here. Taking them out. And then they have a Marowak now. And oh man, this game right here. This game. They come in with the Credilli now, so we luckily hold our energy and we get off this brick break. And can we get to the move? Yes. Alright, so now we're able to get a second debuff off on this Pokemon. And then we go ahead and switch in quickly. Shielding up the Rock Tomb. It hurts. You hate to see it, but we're going to go ahead and get this Fire Punch off right away to take them out. They shielded up. And this is looking pretty sketch right now. This is going to do a lot of damage. Oh, okay. And then they come in with the Marowak here. And we're going to go ahead and throw this move right here so that way we can chip them a little bit, install the switch clock. And getting the catch. Look at that. Woo! Love to see it. 1 HP in a dream. And then the game lags. You saw that? We had the icy win. Ugh, gosh, this game irritates me. Oh, gosh. GG's. All right. Your boys, man, look at that. I am uploading this game. I am uploading this one to Niantic/Scopely. Fix your game, please. This was going to be the perfect match for the short. A mirror match. Spinda Dance Party. It had all the makings, but then we lost. So I'm a little ticked about that one, but at least it's good content for the main form video. Anyways, all right, so we are in a matchup with another opponent here. And we have the the Furret going in with this Clodsire. We've chipped it plenty. And since we have a buffed attack here, we can go ahead for this farm down now and take care of Switch. And then they have a Pidgeot, so this Brick Break will do substantial damage. They actually shielded up, and we get a valuable debuff here. And then we can basically take them out now with an Icy Wind if we get the... Okay, so we don't get Feather Dance debuff, which is awesome. And now we're just going to go ahead and start spamming out these debuffs into the Diggersby. And also doing super effective damage in the process here. And we will also catch a move too. So preserving the health on the Spinda is always nice. Switch clocks are minimally disaligned. So now we're just going to build up energy here because we know we have to deal with that Pidgeot in the back. So these Scorching Sands are coming through and they're not doing too much damage, and luckily we're not getting debuffed at the same time, so we go ahead and Hyper Beam them. They survive on minimal HP, but they switch out now, and we managed to throw in a good timing here, which is always a tough thing when the opponent switches in. So we were able to survive the Air Cutter, and then we get to this move right here, again on good timing. I am proud of myself in this battle here, probably because I was so mad about the last one. And then the Diggersby survives, throws a Fire Punch, and we go ahead and get that win. GG's. All right, let's settle back down here. All right, so we're on a Bullet Seed Credilli here. You know the deal. Switch straight into Spinda, get that debuff off right away. Either have an amazing matchup with the Credilli or have them switch out after disaligned switch clocks. I'm fine with either, to be honest. But they come in with a gligar, and I'm like, this is actually very curious play right here because we are doing double super effective damage here. So I am definitely going to let this go. Interesting, because we survive, we bank the Icy Wind, and now we can just go into this Furret here. And this is a much better matchup for us because they're debuffed, and we can go ahead and ramp up that attack for the subsequent matchup. So we go ahead and get the Trailblaze off, and then they have a Talonflame, which is one of the worst things you want to see with a Furret of this move set because you have no ability to hit it neutrally. But we survive long enough to get to this Brick Break here, nearly taking them out, so I'm pretty happy about it. And they throw the Brave Bird, which does a lot of damage. Ouch. And then they come in with their Credilli here, so this is actually not looking too good here, but we're going to play this out. We get a shield here. They're Ooh! Let's go. The sack swap, baby. We're back. All right, so they take us out with the Rock Tomb, and they know that they're susceptible to being farmed down, so they go ahead and switch out to clear that debuff, and the opponent has checked out, and they got 2 shields from... Oh, no, we have 2 shields. Look at that farm down. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, man, this is taking a while. Oh, and I had enough health to go for the Hyper Beam, but I didn't want to make this video longer than what it was. See, I do care. All right. Oh, boy. Flygon in. Do they respect it? Oh, they do, actually. They do. Okay. Well, the good news is, and I've tested this out, if you don't give the opponent like more than a 2 Dragon Tail lead, you can 2-shield this and take them out. See, they decide to give both shields up. And do we decide to shield here? No, we do not. Okay, so we want to bank our shield. They're double debuffed here, so we can get some massive farm here with the furret. And that's exactly what we intend on doing. So they go for a Dragon Claw that does laughable damage, but it was kind of adding up. So we switched into the diggersby here. And oh boy, the opponent thinks they have themselves a good matchup here, but they don't know about that Hyper Beam. We overfarm to the max before they get to their next move since they win CMP. Beam! Yes. And we're not done. We're not done. Everyone gets beam. We're the Oprah Winfrey of Hyper Beams. You get a beam. You get a beam. You get a beam. Let's go. Oh boy. They go for a fly. No! I got greedy. I got greedy in the name of content. Oh no. Yikes. And then speaking of yikes, we throw an alignment right there, letting in a Dragon Tail. So can we still win this mid-game matchup? Let's find out. We go ahead and shield up that Dragon Claw, getting out this move now on good timing here. So the opponent decides to shield this one up. And can we get to it? Yes. Surviving on minimal HP. Let's go. See? Spinda flipped the script. The opponent went off on their merry way. All right. Macargo in the lead here. They switch out. Oh boy. Flygon. See, they got to the first move, and it's unfortunately CMP tie. So I'm gonna try and nope, I don't undercharge. I just take them out. Let's go. I wish it didn't have to come to a CMP tie, but that's fine because we got plenty of firepower here for this Macargo. But we're gonna go ahead and get this Rock Tomb off, doing massive damage now. And I tried to catch a Rock Tomb, but they held onto their energy. But because they're debuffed here, we can take an overheat. That's fine. It just tickles. And now we save our energy for the Ferrothorn, which is fantastic. And now our mud shots are neutral. And the opponent is banking a lot of energy here. So we're gonna go ahead and get off this move here, forcing a shield. And what do we do here? We decide to tank it, and it takes us out. But this is fine for us. Because, oh, and we catch the Flash Cannon. Let's go. An amazing time to have Brick Break because the opponent is going to shield up no matter what we threw. Even a Swift, they go for the nuke here, and we shield it up, and there's nothing they can do here, and they say sayonara. So we're cooking again here. Now we got a Steelix in the lead. Only one that I saw in my video, surprisingly. And even more surprising is the fact that they're staying in this matchup, and I kind of wish they wouldn't because we don't have Scorching Sands. But Fire Punch over time will still do a lot of damage. And who knows, maybe we get a shield in the process here. Yep, yes we do. And at this point, I'm thinking that once I get debuffed a second time, I switch out. So that's why I threw the Fire Punch immediately, and that's why the opponent no-shielded it. So now that we've been debuffed, I'm just going to go ahead and switch out. We're doing neutral damage with these Sucker Punches here, and we can definitely go for a hefty farm down if the opponent so chooses to. They come into a Cordilla here, and see, this is why we have Brick Break on our Furret, so we can do super effective damage here and not have to go all the way to Trailblazers just for neutral non-stab damage. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw in good timing here, and this will do pretty much how much a normal Brick Break would do since we debuffed their defense and they debuffed our attack. But we go ahead and we read this opponent like a book, catching the Rock Tomb, and now the opponent comes in with an Orangaroo. So this was very good, and this needed to happen here. So we're going to go ahead and get this Hyper Beam off, doing massive damage even after being debuffed, and the opponent gets a massive farm down. So we're going to have to play this one a little smart here. We go ahead and throw on good timing here. The sucker punches are doing super effective damage. And let's start that debuff train here. So now the opponent decides to throw. And we call that bait. We can tank a brutal swing. The opponent comes in now with the Steelix here to try to snipe us. Doesn't work out at all. So now we're going to go ahead and tank this one move here. We're going to over farm now. We throw after 2 Psycho Cuts, so that way the second Dragon Tail doesn't register. We take them out, and then now we're able to, we do not outpace. We're going to go ahead and shield this up because we are debuffed right now, but we can now over farm just a little bit. So that way we're not taking too much confusion damage here. And then we get this Icy Wind off, and now they come in with their Credilli, and we have an Icy Wind ready to go. And I think the opponent has left the building. GG's. All right. How are you guys liking this team so far? Are you checking your inventory to see if you've got Diggersby and a Spinda lined up? Because it could be a lot of fun. Let me know in the comments if you actually have what it takes to make this team, and let me know if you do try it out and how it goes for you. I'd love to hear about it. But anyways, all right. I would have loved to get to that brick break right there, but that is fine. They have a lot of energy though, but luckily we can sponge it up here with the Diggersby. We might have gotten denied right there, which is unfortunate. They come in with a Feather Dance, so we're totally fine with that. When you're doing 1 damage with a Mud Shot on this Pidgeot and you get debuffed, double debuffed, it's still 1 damage, so cool. And then now we're quadruple debuffed, but we go ahead and bank the energy. And now we go for a hefty farm down, which we do get. And now we have all the energy in the world here. They come in now with the Talon Flame. And I'm not going to get caught baiting again, so I'm going to go for it. They shield it up. That's fine because we can get to the next one on good timing. And I don't really care if they do shield this up because they're going to come in now with the Swampert to clear the debuff. So they do have a lot of energy, but we're going to go ahead and get this move off and then switch out. And we caught it, but might as well shield it up since we have 2 shields. And then we're going to over farm ever so slightly here. I do not anticipate that this takes out the Swampert, but we get that Mud Shot afterwards, and now we can clear them with this Hyper Beam, which they do not suspect. They're going to go ahead for that farm down, but it don't matter. We got that. Boom. GG's. All right. Flygon in the lead. You know what to do. Oh boy. Oh, love it, love it. All right. Sometimes the script writes itself, y'all. All right. So this opponent actually wants to stay in this matchup with the Diggersby, which is very curious. They probably thought we were running quick attack at first, but they go ahead and get the overheat, but we know better. We're not taking that kind of damage. We're going to go ahead and shield up this move here because that's what we do with the Spinda. We shield and then we let the debuffs give us some much needed bulk afterwards, except we take out the Flygon here. So now they have a lot of energy. Oh, they're actually going to come in with their Ferrothorn here. So this would be a good instance of having Sucker Punch, but I'm still happy to get these debuffs off regardless with some neutral Icy Winds. And then we go ahead and switch out and go for this combo play here, getting a shield, and the opponent throws on alignment. So you love to see it. This debuff Power Whip doesn't take us out, and it didn't put us in danger of being bullet seeded down. And the opponent actually lets the Fire Punch through. So that was a very, very bold play right there, but props to them. We did get them lower from the Mud Shots, but man, that was a good play. And then we go for the catch here. Catching the overheat. That was the win condition. We got it. And now, see, this is why we have Brick Break on the Furret. 1 brick break, 2 brick breaks. Oh man, I'm so happy we're not throwing Swifts here. They shielded up. Oh boy, do they have the Flash Cannon? And we survive! Let's go! Woo! That's hype right there. That's exactly why you need that moveset on the Furret. Whew, man. Alright, speaking of tough leads, in addition to Blaziken, the Obstagoon is also a very big obstacle for us. So we're going to go ahead and throw this Hyper Beam after they've switched out so graciously. And they actually shielded up, so we are in a very, 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 very dire situation. But we do let the Air Cutter through, calling that it's not a Brave Bird. Or a Feather Dance. And then we get the big move through, so now we're going to go ahead and shield this up. And now we can go for a big farm down, so that way we have some energy to go on this Obstagoon, and we actually decide to go for the Rock Tomb, which is better because we get more damage, and leaves them with less farm because we didn't debuff them until our health was near the end anyways, so 5-head play right there. And then we let this Aqua Tail through. We're just going to go for this nuke right now. They let it through. We farmed them down, and we've got some boosted cross chops ready to go. Tricky little end game though, so we're going to go ahead and get this move off right now because our sucker punches are not providing any fast move pressure on there. But now that we've debuffed them with the Brick Break, we're going to hope that this Fire Punch does the trick. It does. GG's. And that's how you deal with the Core Breaker. Golurk in the lead. Very interesting pick here. So we're definitely going to save swap out. They bring in a Credilli. We enjoy that. Of note, though, Golurk is another matchup where it's better to have Mud Shot than Quick Attack, so maybe that comes into handy later. We'll see. But anyways, we shield up that first Rock Tomb, getting off our second debuff right here, so that way we can finally tank a move and be okay with it. So they're going to go ahead and go for their Rock Tomb here. And then we can get that farm down. Nope. We chicken out, Sucker Punch them though. And hey, Brick Break for the ice types here. Here we go. Getting one off, and now, honestly, we can maybe go for a farm down here. Except they go for the Energy Ball, which was a very heads-up play, because that was just enough to keep us from getting to the next move, and we are kind of in trouble here. Diggersby, oh, I needed that farm down. We needed it. Oh, and we go ahead and shield it up, and that might have been the game-sealing mistake right there. Because you know how these Golurks get with their dynamic punches. They don't play around. But we go ahead and get the blast shield, and man, I wish I had Scorching Sands right now. But here it comes. Oh, that does a lot. But we get to the move here. Surviving the Mud Slap. But they have a move. Winning CMP tie. With the double resisted Shadow Punch. Taking us out. GG's. Hey, at least our losses are to some pretty spicy opponents, so that's the silver lining in all of this. But gosh, they were so close. Like a few of these turning around, and I'm already a veteran right now, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah, so we do tank. That acrobatic still did a lot of damage despite being debuffed. But we're going to go ahead and get this next move off. And I believe that was a CMP tie, so we're going to go ahead and let this move through. Of course, you know, it's the aerial ace now, so we're barely alive enough to where they get a farm down, or we have to lose switch, and then they go for a double debuffed acrobatics, doing it half of our health here. But we have this Brick Break now, doing massive damage to the Macargo here, and we're running low on health for our reigning Pokemon, so we're going to go ahead and shield this up. Throwing on good timing here, seeing what the opponent wants to do. They let it through, and I was afraid that Incinerate was going to take us out if the second Sucker Punch didn't KO, so that's why I swapped out here. And then they have a Whimsicott in the back, and this was the only one that I saw in my battles too. So again, I would have loved to have Quick Attack here because we could definitely farm down at this point, but that will not be possible, at least until taking some more Seed Bombs. See, I was really going for that farm down here. I over-farmed as much as I could right there, and we do take out the Jump Pluff, and now they come in with the Whimsicott. Oh, and then they shield that up, so we're going to go ahead and shield this up ourselves because look at that, saucing on them. Let's go. And then we farm them down, and for the win, GG's. So I guess it didn't matter, we were going to farm them down regardless, but a little pizzazz on that. Anyways, okay, yikes, big problem here. Blaziken, I kind of waited to throw this move so that way they get less farm on me, but I didn't want them to get to a Blaze Kick before we get off our first move because that would be disastrous. So we are able to get some good damage on them, and we do get denied a move right there, which sucks. And also impressive that they knew their counts and they knew not to shield up that Icy Wind. So, and this opponent knows what they're doing. This is a climbing team after all. We're facing some pretty skilled battlers here, and then they come in with the Swampert. Boom! Farming them down with the Sucker Punch. Then they got an Abomasnow in the back. And they might think they still have a chance. You know, oh, we can tank some Swifts. We got that Brick Break. Got that Brick Break. They got Icy Wind, but it don't matter because we got Brick Break. What do we got? Brick Break. All right. Second Brick Break coming through here. Getting them low. And we can definitely... We're going to let that through. You know why? Because we got break. And I wanted the farm down, but they didn't let me have that fun. GG's. All right, final match. Here we go. Save swap spinda. Gonna go ahead and see if the opponent's ready. Oh, see, I got all gussied up, ready for it, but it didn't happen. That's okay, it's okay. We're gonna go ahead and get a debuff off on this Gastrodon right here. And they haven't thrown any energy yet, so that's totally fine. And we survived the mud shot, forcing them to shield if they want to keep their energy. But they shield, and they are in the red, and they are triple debuff, so they switch out now into the flygon here just to have any sort of chance here. We're going to go ahead and let this through. They do full send the Scorching Sands. It would have been cool if they had Boom Burst, but we're going to go ahead and get this boom of our own. Boom! And then they got the Gastrodon ready to go. I thought it might have been a Water Pulse. That's why I shielded it up here. But I'm not giving them 2 shield. No way. And they got the Macargo in the back. And they might still think there's a chance. But what do we got? Break. Getting them to around half health right now. Shielding that up. Throwing on good timing here. And gonna go ahead for another break. Let's go. Farming them down for the win. GG's. And that's all the battles, y'all. That was 38 minutes of battles. Didn't feel like it. Those were lightning fast, some of them, especially with all the booms we were doing. But I think this is a good team for climbing. And if you're watching this and the leagues haven't turned over yet, seriously consider giving this team a try. If you do, try it out. Let me know how it goes. But we got Great League, Ultra League, and Master League coming up. Let me know if there's any teams that you want to see or any specific Pokemon that you want to see coming up. But I've got some really good ideas if no one says anything. So, you know, either way, you're in for a treat. But anyways, if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. And if you're coming back, thank you for the support. Liking and comment, and we'll get this channel off the ground. So thank you for all the support. And until next time, I've been ABC. And...